Think EVs are just for Silicon Valley? Think again. Across Africa, Asia, and Latin America, a silent revolution is changing how people drive, work, and live. From electric tuk-tuks to solar-charged scooters, the Global South is rewriting car culture, one silent mile at a time. Imagine this: the streets of Nairobi, Manila, or São Paulo. But instead of the roar of engines and the smell of gasoline, there's a quiet hum. No smoke. Just sleek, silent machines gliding through traffic. Welcome to the new era, where the electric vehicle, or EV, is changing not just how we drive, but how we live, think, and even dream. For decades, gas-powered cars have ruled the world. In many parts of Africa, Asia, and Latin America, owning a car was a symbol of success. Something powerful, loud, and fast. But today, a quiet revolution is underway. From high-end Teslas to local-made electric tuk-tuks, EVs are slipping into streets across the Global South. And they're not just replacing engines. They're reshaping culture. This isn't just a story about cars. It's about identity, about freedom, about a global shift that's landing in places most people didn't expect. While Europe and the US lead in EV headlines, something even more exciting is happening in places where car culture is tied deeply to daily survival, hustle, and pride. But here's the twist. This shift isn't always smooth. Power outages, lack of charging stations, and economic struggles make this transition feel impossible for many. Still, people are finding a way. Why? Because the EV boom is no longer just a rich country story. It's going local, and it's unstoppable. This is the story of how the electric dream is rewriting car culture, one silent mile at a time. You might think EVs are only for places with perfect roads, high-tech cities, and fast Wi-Fi. But look again. In Nairobi, electric buses are zipping through traffic. In Jakarta, delivery workers are ditching gas bikes for e-scooters. And in Mexico City, rideshare drivers are going electric. Not just for the planet, but to save money. The EV wave is crashing into the Global South faster than anyone thought. Why? Because the need is real. Fuel prices are crushing. Pollution is choking cities. And people want something better. Governments are starting to notice too, offering tax cuts, EV incentives, and opening the gates for foreign investors. But it's not just top-down change. Street by street, people are making their own EV decisions. A university student in Ghana saves months of transport money by charging her e-bike with solar. A mechanic in Bangladesh retrofits old tuk-tuks with battery packs. The world expected Africa, Asia, and Latin America to be last in the EV race. But now, they're becoming test labs for innovation, grit, and survival. They don't want flashy. They want affordable, durable, and adaptable. And that's exactly what EVs are starting to offer. For years, the sound of a revving diesel engine meant status. It was loud, strong, and powerful. In many towns, the bigger the engine, the bigger the pride. Muscle cars, rugged pickups, and roaring taxis were more than vehicles. They were identity. But now, something strange is happening. People are falling in love with silence. That sleek electric sedan that glides through traffic, it turns heads. That quiet e-motorbike that saves fuel every day. It's becoming the new symbol of smart living. In places like India and Brazil, car culture is shifting. The desire is no longer about noise, it's about tech. It's about apps, touchscreens, clean interiors, and efficiency. Electric vehicles are becoming aspirational, especially for young people. They want something modern, something future-ready. And it's not just image. Electric vehicles are proving they can handle rough roads, long commutes, and heat. Slowly, dreams once powered by diesel are being recharged by lithium. And with every quiet ride, mindsets are changing. Pride is no longer in how loud your car is, but in how smart it runs. Chapter 4. The two-wheel takeover. When people think electric vehicles, they picture sleek cars. But the real EV revolution in the global south? It's happening on 2 or 3 wheels. In cities across Asia and Africa, electric scooters and tuk-tuks are flooding the streets. Why? Because they're cheap to run, easy to fix, and perfect for dense traffic. For delivery drivers, students, and small business owners, these EVs are more than rides. They're tools for survival. In India, thousands of electric rickshaws now carry passengers every day. In Uganda, e-bodas, electric motorbikes, are replacing gas ones, cutting costs and reducing noise. In Colombia, riders charge their e-scooters at cafes or with solar panels at home. These smaller EVs are changing how people move, hustle, and even make money. They're also reshaping the streets, quieter, cleaner, and less crowded. And the best part? Most of these vehicles are made or assembled locally, creating jobs and sparking homegrown innovation. The big car companies didn't expect this twist. But in the global south, it's not about size. It's about survival, speed, and smarts. And two wheels are winning that race. Chapter 5. Local innovators, global impact. Forget Silicon Valley for a second. Some of the most exciting EV breakthroughs are happening in small workshops and startups across the global south. In Kenya, a company builds electric motorcycles designed for rugged rural roads. In the Philippines, engineers create solar-powered tricycles for coastal towns. In Argentina, local teams retrofit old buses with electric drivetrains instead of scrapping them. These are not massive companies. They're small, scrappy, and determined. But their impact is huge. They know their roads, their people, and their needs. While big car brands focus on luxury EVs, these innovators focus on affordability, repairability, and endurance. Many of these projects also train local youth, empowering the next generation of engineers and entrepreneurs. And slowly, these ideas are spreading, getting picked up in global tech forums, investment hubs, and even government programs. In the global EV story, the West may have started the race. But in places like Dhaka, Accra, and Medellin, a different kind of EV culture is being born. One that's gritty, local, and deeply rooted in the everyday struggle to move forward. You can't talk EVs without talking electricity. And in the global south, that's a serious challenge. In places like Pakistan or rural Peru, blackouts are common and charging stations are rare. But the response isn't defeat, it's innovation. Solar-powered charging hubs, portable battery swap stations, and off-grid solutions are popping up in surprising corners. These fixes aren't perfect, but they prove something bigger. The EV shift won't wait for ideal conditions. Instead of copying Western models, people are designing their own. The problem isn't just vehicles, it's power itself. But every creative solution brings the electric dream closer to reality, even when the lights flicker. In many places, cars are woven into culture. The roar of an engine means pride, memory, and identity. So when EVs roll in, they don't just bring tech, they shake tradition. Some fear losing jobs, others miss the sound of gas engines, but adaptation is already happening. Nigerian mechanics learn EV repair. Thai temples bless tuk-tuks. Chilean car clubs host EV conversion shows. Change is slow, emotional, and sometimes met with skepticism. But the shift isn't erasing culture. It's evolving it. Bit by bit, noisy pride is making way for a quiet, clever future that still honors what came before. New EVs are pricey, but used ones and Chinese imports are rewriting the rules. In places like Nigeria or Bangladesh, second-hand EVs from Japan or Europe are being fixed, resold, and put back on the road. At the same time, Chinese companies are flooding markets with compact, affordable electric cars, buses, and scooters built for crowded streets. Yes, there are risks. Aging batteries, limited warranties. But there's also access. This hybrid system of global leftovers and local ingenuity is creating something new, an EV culture driven by affordability, resilience, and sheer necessity. The EV movement has a new face, young, bold, and often female. Across the global south, youth embrace EVs for what they represent: clean, techy, future-forward freedom. In Kenya, women-led startups build e-motorbikes. In Brazil, eco-conscious moms drive electric for school runs. In India, e-scooters give young women safer mobility. Low noise, low cost, and independence make EVs more than machines. They're symbols of change. As the old car culture ages out, this new generation is taking the wheel, shifting values from horsepower to smart power, and from tradition to transformation. Will the EV revolution truly take hold or stall out? The answer lies in action. Will governments build infrastructure? Will communities embrace change? There's no roadmap, but signs are clear. Electric motors now hum through dusty towns and bustling cities. The future won't be one size fits all. Instead, the global south is crafting its own EV story, one shaped by survival, creativity, and pride. It's not just about clean transport. It's about rewriting what car culture means. And this time, the revolution won't come roaring in. It'll glide in, silently rewriting history, one charge at a time.